When was the last time the season of Lent truly changed you? It's easy to let this sacred season slip by as just Lent as usual. Another tradition, another box checked. But what if this year could be different? That's why Dr. Denison wants to send you a resource to make this Lent unforgettable. To say thanks for your gift of $30 or more, we'll send you your choice of one of his Lenten devotional books, including Awaken My Heart, To Follow in His Footsteps, The Week That Changed the World, or Empowered ebook. Visit supportdf.org today to give, and we'll send you your selected devotional as a thank you. Again, that's support, the letter D, the letter F.org. Find a link to give in the episode notes. Don't let this year be Lent as usual. Step into this season with purpose and help keep the Daily Article podcast going strong for you and others. Thank you for your generosity. Good day, and welcome to the Daily Article Podcast for Monday, February the 10th, 2025. I'm Chris Elkins with the Denison Forum, narrating today's Daily Article, penned by our co-founder, CEO, and sports fan, Dr. Jim Denison. Trey Howard, age 10, shielded his toddler sister when a medical jet crashed in northeast Philadelphia on January the 31st, killing 7 and injuring 24 others. His bravery landed him in the hospital with a severe head injury. When he woke up after emergency brain surgery, the die-hard Eagles fan's first words were, "We didn't play yesterday, did we?" When he was assured that he had not missed the Super Bowl, he then asked, "Daddy, did I save my sister?" Eagles star wide receiver A.J. Brown, when he heard about Trey's bravery, responded, "Speedy recovery. You are a hero, young man. I'm going to come see you when I get back, hopefully with some hardware. Playing for you on Sunday, my man." 2 Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders also visited him in his hospital room to bring him team paraphernalia for the big game. Trey must be a happy young man this morning after Brown and his teammates scored a decisive victory in last night's Super Bowl. His love for the Eagles and their support for him will hopefully expedite his quick and full recovery. More than 119 million people were expected to watch last night's contest. In a listing of the 100 most watched primetime television shows in 2024, the top 11 are all NFL games. By a wide margin, Americans say football is America's sport. Cognitive psychologists at Cornell University would not be surprised. They explain the continuing popularity of the league by noting that professional football is ingrained in popular culture, the league's parity keeps things interesting, and fantasy football and betting on games make the game's outcomes highly personal for fans. Their explanation that most resonated with me, however, was the fact that relationships are built through the love of the NFL. Families and friends gather to watch games, fans rejoice or grieve together with their teams as they win or lose. My wife and I witnessed this personally last night as we watched the game along with 50 friends from our Sunday school class. I cannot think of another event that would have brought so many of us together. There's another aspect to the popularity of the Super Bowl that the Cornell psychologists did not note. For this, we turn to one of history's most influential philosophers. In Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Friedrich Nietzsche identified the, quote, will to power as an innate drive in all humans. He was right. From Satan's appeal to the first humans to be like God in Genesis 3:5 to today, each temptation and decision we face is a variation on the same theme as referenced by James 1 verses 14 and 15. Even now, I am tempted to exercise my will to power by impressing you with what I'm writing. You are perhaps hoping that what I write will somehow empower you as you go about your day. In Nietzsche's view, this is as things should be. He wanted us to strive to be, quote, an Übermensch, translated overcomer, in life. But he lamented that most choose to be what he called the last man, passive nihilists who are tired of life, take no risks, and seek only security and comfort. Such a way of life brings humanity's progress to a grinding halt, making us the last of the race. Imagining Nietzsche watching last night's game, I think he would identify the players on the field as overcomers and the fans in the stands and on their couches at home as the last men. We express our innate will to power vicariously by watching athletes do what we cannot do, but this brings us no closer to being an Übermensch in reality. Nietzsche would add that the community by which we experience the game together only adds to our largesse as it endorses and encourages conformity to the collective. For example, studies show that we consume more food when we eat with overweight people as we conform to the dietary norms around us. You can try this for yourself. If you watched the Super Bowl with friends, did you tend to eat and drink what they ate and drank, even if you wouldn't do so on your own? Where does this leave us? It would seem we have a binary choice between being a self-driven overcomer and a passive last man. There were only two kinds of people in the New Orleans Superdome last night: the world-class athletes who played in the game and those who watched them. But perhaps there is a third option. Perhaps there's a larger purpose behind our existence, a cause so great that no human, not even an overcomer, can achieve it. This higher calling would necessarily require an Übermensch, greater than humans, who calls us to submit our lives to Him, as stated in Romans 12, verse 1, and then from Colossians 1, verse 29, to toil with all His energy that He powerfully works within us. Perhaps this energy is given to us in community with others as we labor collectively to accomplish a larger purpose than any individual can fulfill, as referenced in 1 Corinthians 12:27. Perhaps this larger purpose is so eternally significant that it is worth all temporal sacrifice. If we commit ourselves to this purpose by loving our Lord and our neighbor unconditionally, taught in Matthew 22, verses 37 through 39, we will serve others as sacrificially as Trey Howard protected his little sister. And long after the Eagles' historic win last night, our lives will make an impact that changes souls and echoes in eternity. Rick Warren observed, "You were made by God and for God, and until you understand that, life will never make sense." End quote. Will your life make sense today? The Denison Forum team is grateful for our daily article podcast subscribers. Please share the podcast with others. And for more news discerned differently, visit denisonforum.org.